Good morning, children. Previous class we saw there is two types of government. One is unitary form of government and federal type of government. The difference between unitary form of government and federal type of government. Today the class is another two type of government. One is parliamentary form of government. Parliamentary form of government. See, why parliamentary form of government and presidential form of government existed means it is based on the relationship between executive and the legislature. So, depending on how the power is shared between executive and legislature, we call it as whether it is parliamentary or presidential form of government. Now, definition. What is parliamentary form of government? It is a government in which the executive is responsible for legislature and its policies and acts. What is parliamentary form of government means? It is an executive body which is responsible for legislature. Legislature means law making body and its policy and acts. Now, what are the names of parliamentary form of government means? It is also called as cabinet government, or we say responsible government, or Westminster government. Westminster government means British. That is British government which is called as what? Westminster government. What are the other names of parliamentary government means? Cabinet government, responsible government, Westminster government. Let us children, we see some of the parliament names in few countries. One we see, first one we say about Israel. Israel, the parliament name is Nisr. Second one, Germany. Germany, the parliament name is Bundestag. Bundestag. Then Denmark. Denmark, the parliamentary name is, we call it as Folketing. Folketing. Norway, the parliamentary name is Storting. Then USA, parliament name is Congress. Britain, parliament name is, we say as Parliament. So, these are what we say, some of that is example of parliament. Again recall, Israel name of the parliament is Nisr. Germany name of the parliament is Bundestag. Denmark, Folketing. Norway, Storting. USA, Congress. Britain, call it as what? Parliament. Then we say here to Japan. Japan, we call it as Diet. So, some of that, if you want to know some other country, go to Google and come to know what are the other countries' parliamentary name. Few examples I given to you here. See, next children, we are going to see about what are the common features of parliamentary form of government. Common features, parliamentary form, what we say? Number one, it is real or nominal members. Nominal or real members means they are elected by the people. Second one, collective responsibility. Collective responsibility means that is elected members, they are responsible for that is carrying out administration. Then third one we say about other things, real membership, common futures. Number one we say nominal or real membership. Second one real membership. Third one collective responsibility. Then fourth one we say as Prime Minister is the leader. The leader of the majority party is called leader. So here what we say, some of that is we call it as some common features of what we say parliamentary form of government. Then another one we are going to see about this is majority rule. Majority rule. Again children, what are the features, common features of parliamentary means nominal or real members, real membership, collective responsibility, that means single person only not answerable, all members they are answerable. The leader of the majority party is called Prime Minister. Usually majority party forms the government. Sometimes a single party do not get majority. Many parties join, two or more parties join together through majority. That is called coalition government. Now, next we are seeing about merits. What are the merits, advantages of such a type of parliamentary form of government means? Number one, we say as harmonious relationship between legislature and executive. Why isn't it? Because both executive and legislature, they are always in coordinate in function. Here executive means what? President, vice president, prime minister, cabinet ministers are all together coming under what? Executive. So there are harmonious relationship between executive and legislature. Second one we say wide representative. Wide representation means in our country or whatever the country, irrespective of population, religion, caste, creed, whoever can contest the election. So that is why here chances are there to contest the election by people. So that is what we called wide representation. Then another third merit is called responsible government, where they are always answerable to the people because they are elected by the people. Then next one we say about it prevents dictatorship. There is everyone bound to another one body. So there is very minimum to become as what we say dictatorship. So these four are what we say merits. Then demerits of that is parliamentary form of government. What are the demerits we see means? One is we say unstable government. Why it is unstable? Because whenever the people, they felt that is government is incapable or otherwise proved misbehavior, they passed no confidence motion in the parliament. So there is a chance to dissolvement of government. So it is unstable government. Second demerit of this what we say means no continuity of policies. One period, 5 years, one prime minister is coming the government, one party forms the government means if we implement one policy their period, next time some other party will become government, they not sure whether they continue that policy or not. So the continuation of a policy is not possible. For example, if Narendra Modi, he introduced that is what we say Clean India policy. That means if forthcoming government they continue means within 10 years we can able to bring us what we say Clean India. Make India, Made India, such type of policies. Every government whether they continue or not we cannot be saying. Another one is what we say sometimes cabinet become a dictatorship. Why isn't it? Single party becomes majority means there is a chance is there. So that is one demerit. Then this is what we say separation, against the separation of power. Against the separation of power. Again demerits I say. One is what unstable government. Second one we say there is no possibility of continuation of policies in constitutive government. Then third one, there is a possibility of cabinet to become dictatorship. Then this government is against the separation of power. Next children, we are going to see about a presidential form of government. Before presidential form of government, one time recall why there is a parliamentary and a presidential form of government means based on the relationship between executive and the legislature. Then definition of parliament. Then there are the countries it is derived means Britain, India, Canada. These are the Japan are the countries. I say some example. Then the name of the parliament. What are the countries the parliament is called so. Then other names of the parliamentary form of government. For example, I say as responsible government, cabinet government and so on. Then common features of parliamentary form of government, merits of parliamentary form of government, demerits of parliamentary form of government. Next, presidential form of government. Presidential form of government. The presidential form of government, it is also called as non-parliamentary form of government and also fixed executive government, and the executive is responsible for carry out the function. So this is what we say presidential form of government. It is mainly the purpose of create a separation of powers between executive and legislature. Next, what are the countries such type of government is provided? We say USA, Russia, Sri Lanka, Brazil. We find such type of presidential form of government. Now I give you children one work for doing yourself. Who are the present presidents in these countries? You have to be collect that is information. You know, recently USA election conductor who became instead of Trump, Joe Biden. Like that you collect that is president name. And next we see about common features of presidential form. What are the common features? Yeah, common features of presidential means president is the head of the state, so he is the ceremonial function because he is what we say head of the state. Then second one he say as what the presidential form is elected by the electoral college. What do you mean by electoral college? Like our college, arts college, not like that. It is the members, for understanding I say MPs and MLAs we say that the members are, we call it as what electoral college, elected in a period of 4 years term. This is what we say second common feature. Then third one we say about the president governs the body with the help of what we say cabinet, small cabinet, that is called a kitchen cabinet. Then next the powers are separated by executive, judiciary, and another one we say as what a legislature. So it has three organs divided: executive, legislative, and the third one judiciary. Executive already I said, legislature law making body, judiciary, start from Supreme Court, Chief Justice to lower courts. So these three organs, powers are what we say separated. Next we see merits of presidential form of government. What is the merit means? One, it is democratic form. Democratic form is possible as a president. So, second one, president has the control over the state. Then he has the power to what we say decision making. So, easy to decide the policies. Then next one we say it result state government. State government. Again, common features. 3 heading children. One common features. Common features, president is the head of the state. Second one we say he is elected by electoral college for a term of 4 years. Then third one is what? He is helped by small cabinet which is called a kitchen cabinet. Then powers is separated among 3 organs. Here next merits of the presidential form, democratic nature is provided. President has the capacity to control the state. He has the power to decision making policies. Then it results of state government. Then demerits of presidential form of government. What are the demerits means? As a president has possessed the power, sometimes it leads to regeneration of dictatorship. Regeneration of dictatorship. Then second thing we say, it is there is a strained relationship between executive and judicial because power is separated entirely. They are acted independently. So there is what we say strained relationship. Maximum there is no possibility of harmonious relationship. Mainly president has the control. So these are what we say demerits. Degeneration of dictatorship. Second one, what is no smooth relationship between executive and legislature. Let us children, we see next topic. What is the difference between parliamentary form of government and presidential form of government? Presidential form and parliamentary form of government. The difference. Here, presidential form, who is the supreme? President is the supreme. Here, who is the supreme means collective legislature is the supreme. Then, president is elected directly by the people. Here, prime minister is elected from the majority party. Then, another one, the president is the head of the state and the prime minister is the head of the state. President is the head of that is government. Prime Minister is the head of the government. Then here what we say independent branches are there, but here independent branches with overlapping functions. Then we say here separation of power in presidential form of government, but here no separation of power. Power is what we say centralization. Then last we say about what we say. He is a single leadership, but the Prime Minister is a collective and individual leadership. Again, no time. What is the difference between presidential and the parliamentary form of government? It is a chance to ask in 5-mark question. First, president is elected directly by the people, and here parliamentary form, Prime Minister is elected from the majority rule. He is the supreme. Here collective legislature is the supreme. Then president is what we say head of the state, head of the government. Here the central legislature is the head. Then here president is what we say single leadership, but here what we say collective leadership, and so on. One time you recall children. Then we are going to see about in India, what is the relationship between center and state? In India, relation between here we see relation between central government and state government. In India, the relationship between center and state governments. We say usually India is the union of a state. You know how many states are there, children? 29 states and 7 union territories. So it is a union of states. That is why always the power is shared among center and state to run smooth harmonious way of administration to implement policies and welfare schemes. So that is why here that is divided. Powers are divided into 3. One we say central list, or we say as what? Union list. Union list. This is how many means 100. It related to what are the subject means starting from foreign affairs, defense, army, railways, telegram, postal services and core industries. These are example I say, and you take for what we say remain area to list it out for your knowledge. Then second one we say state list. State list is 61 subject. And the 61 subjects related to what means generally public order which is related to police, fire, prison, local government, agriculture. These some example I say state list. The state government has authority to execute and implement. Then third one we say state list. Next concurrent list. Concurrent list is 52 subject. 52 subjects which is related to that is current affairs. As both their time according to the time changes, it may be both involve them to bring us what we say laws and policies. Related what we say criminal, civil and civil procedures. And next one we say about regarding education and some of the public welfare schemes. Then example marriage, divorce. So these are that is example. It is coming under concurrent list. Again children, in India, what is the relationship between center and state? How the central and state government with the coordination they carried out the function all over India, because it is the union of state means total functions are divided into central list, or we say union list, state list and concurrent list. Then last one we come children, that is what we call GNH. You know, so far you heard GDP, NNP and what we say PCI like that. Gross domestic product, net national product, to assess whether the country is developed or not. But in recent days, a new philosophy has developed, that is gross national happiness. Here, important thing children today, for example I say, a country which has economic growth lacking health. If they add economic and health, they lacking what we say social progress. If they had social progress, lacking what we say environmental protection. So like that one is there, another one lacking. So that nation we cannot say as what we say real development. But then what? Collective happiness of a nation is called as what? Gross national happiness. Who introduced very first this word means in 1970, Bhutan is fourth king, Bhutan king. He introduced the term GNH. Then later Bhutan in 2000 July 18, 2008. The Bhutan government introduced this in the constitution, that is gross national happiness. How to be achieved, that is, according to this, it could be achieved by 4 things. One is by getting what we say environmental protection, environmental preservation, conservation and preservation of environment. Second one we say socio-economic development, socio-economic development. Third one, preservation and conservation of culture. Then fourth one, good governance, good governance. So through that we come to understand, if all these 4 areas to bring us equality and sustainability, so a nation, all the people, irrespective of their status, they can live happily. So that is called real development. So this is now considered new philosophy, students. Now I come to conclusion of this lesson, students. So for forms of government, we talked about 4 forms of government. One is unitary, only the power vested with a single entity. Second one, federal, means what? Power shared, even that is subordinate as power, but it has not be say as what? The unitary form. But federal is what we say, available power is distributed between 2. Then third, parliamentary form of government. In parliamentary, executive is responsible for judiciary, legislature. Then presidential form, president is responsible to administration. Here, all the area, common features, merits, demerits, and where are that is countries, these 4 types of government has derived. Now in India we assimilate all the features which is applicable to our administration. So our constitution has incorporated such type of advantages 1. So this is why we see about the difference between the forms of the government. Above all, this is the now recent thing we want to consider, happiness. How the people live, whether they are rich, whether really they are live peacefully, happily, means it is because one area lacking, means definitely it would affect their happiness and peace of mind. So that is why 4 area nowadays is a chance to concentrate, children. And now I give you some home assignment. Collect, that is, some countries' prime ministers and president's name, and which countries are president's rule and which country parliamentary rule, that you say. Maximum nowadays unitary federal form is not available because previous time it is existed. For knowing the difference, we are discussing that. Nowadays in modern time only 2. One is for what say parliamentary and presidential. That is why you collect that is. Then another one what we say, some pictures. If you collect means among them which leader has performed their administration very well. So such type you collect means you little bit come to know about what we say, what type of government in what way it is performed better, about the government duty and the citizens responsibility and the welfare you can analyze. Thank you.